Today we are working on transitions, creating transitions. Although the most common transition is a cut, where one clip abruptly ends and another begins, there are great opportunities for creativity using transition effects that you can animate. In this lesson, you'll learn to use transitions between video and audio clips to help your edits flow more smoothly. You'll also learn best practices for choosing the most appropriate transitions. For this lesson, we're going to use a new project file, which is Lesson 7. So start Adobe Premiere Pro and open that project. Now when I opened it, you see this error message that I got? So just if you get that, just click OK. Don't panic, I think you'll be fine. So then we are going to click File, and we're going to click Save As. And we're going to put underscore working like we always do. Make sure we save it to our Premiere Pro 2022 folder and save it. Use the Workspaces menu to choose Effects. So let's go to Window, Workspaces, and Effects. And Window, Workspaces, and let's reset to saved layout. Alright, so we should be in the Effects workspace. You can enable stack panels for any panel group by opening the panel menu, which these three little lines right here, that's the panel menu, and choosing panel group settings, and then stacked panel group, which mine already has. So you can have it stacked or not stacked. Mine's already stacked. Yours probably is as well. You can click the name of any of the stacked panel to view it. In the effects panel, you can click the effect category disclosure triangles to display their contents. That's these little things right here. So, Premiere Pro offers several special effects and preset animations to help you bridge neighboring clips in a sequence. These transitions, such as dissolves, page wipes, dips to color, and so on, provide a way to ease viewers from one scene to the next, as well as smoothing the join between two clips. Transitions can be used to focus attention on a major jump in the story. Adding transitions is an art. Applying them is simple enough. You just drag the transition you want from the effects panel onto the edit between two clips in a sequence. The skill comes in their placement, length, and settings such as direction, motion, and start in positions. You can adjust some transition settings in the timeline panel, but it's usually easier to make precise adjustments in the effect controls panel. To view the settings for a transition effect in the effect controls panel, select it in a sequence. And we will do that. This makes it easy to change the timing of transitions relative to an edit point. So, transitions are a standard storytelling tool in video editing, and the rules for their use are similar to the rules of screenwriting. They're effective when they help the viewer understand the story. For example, you may switch from indoors to outdoors in a video, or you may jump forward in time. An animated transition, a fade to black, or a dissolve can help the viewer understand that the location has changed, that time has passed, or that a character's perspective has changed. So, you may be tempted to use a transition on every cut. Don't do it. Or at least get them out of your system with your first project. Most TV shows and feature films use cuts-only edits. You'll rarely see any transition visual effects. Why is this, you ask? An effect should be used only if it gives additional benefit. Transition effects can sometimes be a distraction from the video, reminding viewers they are watching a story and preventing them from connecting with it emotionally. If a news editor uses a transition effect, it's for a purpose. The most frequent use in newsroom editing is to transform what would have been a jarring or abrupt edit into a more comfortable experience. So, To understand transition effects, you'll need to understand edit points and handles. An edit point is the point in your sequence where one clip ends and the next begins. This is often called a cut, or sometimes people just call it an edit. They're easy to see because Premiere Pro displays vertical lines to show where one clip ends and another begins. And in a second, we're going to open something up and you'll see what we're talking about. Let's do that, shall we? Let me see what I'm supposed to open. So as I talk, I know you don't want to hear me talking. We're going to open the sequence called transitions. Let me go up over here. Transitions. I hope y'all heard that bell. I did. So where it's talking about these edits, you can see the lines between each of these. That's where it's talking about. When you first edit a clip in a sequence, you set an endpoint and an outpoint, so on and so forth, which we've already learned. You may not have inner-out points. If you see a tiny triangle in the upper right or upper left corner of a clip, it means you've reached the end of the original clip and there are no additional frames. So it's talking about right here, which none of these have it. You'll see that later in this project. For transition effects to work, you need handles because the effect creates an overlap between the outgoing clip and the incoming clip. So let's get into things, shall we? So if you haven't already opened this transition sequence, open it. This sequence has 4 video clips and a background music. The clips have handles, so transition effects can be applied between them. There's no tiny triangles visible at the ends of the clips, which indicates that the last frame is already visible. So in the effects panel, open the video transitions. So right up here, video transitions. Click the arrow right there. Go to the dissolve group and then find the cross dissolve effect. Cross dissolve right there. Drag the effect onto the start of the first video clip. A highlight shows you where the transition effect will be added. When the transition is in the right position, release it. So we're going to click that and we're going to drag it down to where it's right at the beginning and let it go. Drag another cross dissolve effect onto the end of the last video clip. So click here. We're going to drag it down to the end of that. The cross dissolve icon shows the timing of the effect. For example, the effect you just applied to the last clip in the sequence will start before the end of the clip and complete by the time it reaches the clip's end. Transitions of this kind don't extend the clip because the transition doesn't reach past the end of the clip. Because you're applying the cross dissolve transition effect at the end of the last clip, where there is no connected clip, the picture dissolves into the background of the timeline, which is black. The result is this looks like a dip to black effect. In reality, you are causing the clip to become gradually transparent in front of the black background. The difference is clear when you work with multiple layers of clips with different colored background layers. So play the sequence to see the result. So I'm just going to hit see how it dissolved in there. Oh, this lady is, I'm not sure what she's doing, but when you get to the next cross dissolve, you're going to see it fade away to black. There you go. You should have seen a fade from black at the start and a fade to black at the end. So this is a 9-minute video. You think I should go ahead and end this one? Let's do that. So let's do this. Let's click File and then Save. And that ends this video. Go to the next one.